MJX are quickly becoming my favourite budget RC brand, and I don't think it's just me. A lot of people are really starting to like MJX products. What I love most about MJX is the amount of performance you get for the money, and their Hypergo range is now becoming incredibly famous, and that's because the Hypergo range offers really good affordability, excellent good looks, really good parts availability. These cars are also beginner friendly. They're just a really good all-round affordable platform. Now, lots of people don't know, but MJX used to be a drone company. Now, lots of people won't remember the legendary MJX drones. At one point, MJX was a titan in the drone world, but today they're not flying anymore. Their models are very much firmly on the ground. So what happened? How did a drone company turn out to be one of the market leaders when it comes to budget RC cars? Now, we're going to explore exactly how that's happened, but first, let's go way back to when they were first founded in 1983. When MJX was first started, they only produced simple RC toys, but in the 2010s, they changed things up and they launched the X series of drones and the famous Bugs drones. Now, these drones had some really cool features like brushless motors, GPS and FPV systems, which was serious tech for budget drones. By 2016, MJX was flying ahead and they were producing some of the best budget drones out there. MJX really were soaring, but just like that, they stopped. By the late 2010s, MJX drones vanished from new releases. There was no explanation, just a quiet fade. The drone boom had cooled and MJX, once a flying force, was grounded. So MJX may have been done with their drone range, but they very quickly came back to the RC market in the form of a brand new RC car. And this new RC car was a sign of good things to come. Some of you may remember the early Hypergo cars, some of you may not. They experimented with lots of different features. They were trying to incorporate drone technology into RC cars, but at one point it did feel like they were overcomplicating it. They took on board feedback and they made relevant changes to make future cars even better. And that's exactly what we've seen. Every new Hypergo car that's come out has always been adjusted or made better, and that is why MJX are currently storming ahead in the budget RC market. So why does MJX stand out compared to some of the other budget brands out there? What is MJX's real strength? I think a lot of it is to do with their drone roots. They're not just slapping motors into toy chassis, they're building with years of tech behind every detail, and I think that's why their cars punch way above their weight. I also think it's because MJX actually listen to their customers, they listen to us, the people reviewing their cars. We tell them what we want and we give them feedback, and people leave comments on our videos. And then a few months later, we usually see stuff changed in their new models. They really are a brand who do listen to what their customers want, and I think that is why they're becoming so successful. Now, when you compare MJX to a brand like wltoys, I think there's a night and day difference. MJX listen to their customers, whereas wltoys don't. For years we've been trying to tell wltoys that they need to make changes and they need to give us what we want, and all I'm going to say is there's a reason why wltoys are no longer the market leaders when it comes to budget RC cars. I would say MJX are definitely the /1 budget RC brand at the moment. Now, since the early Hypergo cars, we've seen lots of new cars entering the range. We've even seen a 4S capable 1/10 scale truck, and although that had its issues at the start, MJX released a version 2 which did address a lot of the problems. Once again, they do listen to feedback and they made relevant changes. Recently, we also see MJX venture into large scale RC, and we see that with their 1/7 scale rally car. There really is no stopping these guys. So we know the Hypergo range is incredibly popular with YouTubers, reviewers, and customers, of course. Now, it hasn't always been good news for MJX. There has been occasions where things just didn't really work out for them, and we see that with the 10208. Now, this was the first time an ex-drone company had built a 1/10 scale 4S basher, and I think we can all agree that it wasn't quite as good as we thought it was going to be. I mean, we very quickly see a version 2, and that did address a lot of the issues with the version 1, and as much as I love that version 2, it never really left a lasting impression. A couple of weeks ago, we see another failure from MJX, and it was with that Ford Bronco R. Now, that truck turned out to be incredibly controversial. I didn't like it, some other channels didn't like it, and that's because we all thought it looks like a basher, it should drive like a basher. But MJX decided to use a crawler / trail truck chassis with a Baja 1000 inspired basher body. It just seemed like a bit of a mismatch of components. Now what I actually said was that body was fantastic, but it needed to be on a more suitable chassis, so I decided to fit it to a Rlaarlo AMD 12 chassis. I did a whole video on that, and feel free to check that out on my channel if you want to. The difference was noticeable, and lots of you commented saying that's exactly how MJX should have done it. So it hasn't always been good for MJX. They have received some negative press in recent times as well. I did cover it earlier, but the good thing about MJX is they do listen, they do make changes, and they do bring newer versions to the market which have been improved. Ben, what do you think of MJX?
Awesome brand.
You reckon they're like the #1 budget brand at the minute?
Yeah, definitely.
And probably what, Rlaarlo second?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, MJX and Rlaarlo. I think there's not a lot of people that can keep up with them at the minute, I don't think.
You've just got the Citroen rally car, haven't you?
Yes.
And you love it?
Yeah, absolutely love it.
Brilliant brand.
Awesome.
What would you like to see from MJX in the future?
More of what they're doing, more 1/7 stuff.
More large scale stuff maybe?
Yeah, I love the large scale stuff. That the rally car is definitely
just
one of my favourites.
Brilliant car, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gary, what do you make of MJX?
Well, apart from the little faux pas with the Baja.
Well, yeah, that was on the totally wrong chassis, weren't it?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely epic little cars. And the 7307.
Yeah, brilliant.
Is,
do you reckon they're like #1 budget brand at the minute?
Easily.
Yeah?
Easily. Budget-wise, for what they're producing, cost-wise, yeah, definitely. Rlaarlo, definitely a close second.
I'd say Rlaarlo are probably number 2.
Yeah,
I think MJX is definitely #1 because what you're getting sort of price and value and the amount of performance you're getting, I would say they're definitely the #1 sort of budget brand. What would you like to see from MJX in the future? Maybe like a big on-road basher or something?
One of these would be awesome. A 1/7 scale. They've done obviously the rally car.
Yeah.
Something like that would be absolutely epic. Budget-wise, it would go head-to-head with the new FTX Grand Apache.
I think it'd be interesting to see what they come out with in the next couple of months, mate.
Definitely.
So MJX may no longer be flying, but they are speeding towards a very bright new future, and if you're into fast, affordable RC fun, their Hypergo range might be your next obsession. I think the future of MJX is looking really good, and I do think we're going to see some very cool new cars before the end of the year. I am very excited to see where MJX will be in the next few years. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know what you think of MJX in the comments. Do you think they are #1 when it comes to budget RC cars these days? Or would you pick another brand like Rlaarlo or haiboxing? Let me know in the comments section down below. I always love hearing from you guys. I love hearing your opinions and your thoughts. Don't forget there's still time to enter the raffle for that gorgeous Rlaarlo TK07. If you're interested in winning that, I will leave a link down below. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one, take care. If you enjoyed today's video, why not check out my full review on the 1/7 scale MJX rally car, or if you prefer your RC cars a little bit smaller, click the bottom video to check out the 1/14 scale version.